What's up, guys? Lvladen here, and today I'm coming at you with one of the most exciting videos we've had to date on the Ret Paladin rework, if not one of the most exciting videos we've had on Ret Paladins in general ever. And that is because we have officially data mined a gap closer for Ret Paladins called Wings of Liberty. It is essentially a slightly shorter range heroic leap. I believe heroic leap is 40 yards, or at least at one point in the game it's 40 yards. Maybe they did reduce it to 30 yards, but it's an 8 to 30 yard range heroic leap. If you play the warrior class, or if you played a demon hunter, metamorphosis, it's going to be, or at least it's looking to be, a targeted at cursor ability, which is essentially just a copy paste of warrior heroic leap. I am shocked. I did not think that they would go through with providing a gap closer to Ret Paladin, like a true gap closer, kind of like this, kind of like grappling hook for Outlaw Rogue. And because it's data mined, keep in mind that does not guarantee that it makes it through the PTR phase and into the live game. However, it is in the data files. This is real. This is added in patch 10.0.7. It has been officially data mined. It is not a photoshopped fake thing. They really are considering giving us a gap closer, and I'm super happy about this. Maybe there's a way to modify the cooldown just a little bit to get it down from 45 seconds, but you know, I'm happy enough. If I have to trade Steed for this, I will definitely trade Steed for this. Now, there are several other abilities that I'm equally excited for making a return to the game. And let's just start off down the list. So right here, some changes we see is answered prayer. This now triggers at 25%. I believe it was 50% before, but still a 1 minute cooldown. Cool. Stay of execution. This is back, except it is different than before. So back in the day, execution sentence was not a holy power spender. It was a free ability that you could use on yourself or an enemy, which was a slow heal or damage over time, accumulating in a final burst of damage or healing. It was pretty cool because we could pre-execution sentence ourselves before stuns went off and it would heal a little bit. However, this is making a modified return. So it's now saying execution sentence lasts 12 seconds longer and reduces the damage effect targets deal to you by 10%. I'm not so sure the 12 seconds is going to end up being accurate, but a 10% damage reduction during execution sentence is pretty cool. I'm imagining this is probably on a choice node between this and the current Templar's Verdict extends the duration of execution sentence. So like it's going to be damage versus survivability. If not, if it's standalone by itself, that's cool. I'll take it. It is what it is. Moving on, we have Holy Crusader. So what that does at the moment, we can actually just hop into the PTR to see. I believe this is just 2% mastery. So they're switching it from 2% mastery to Blade of Justice, and now deals Holy Strike damage. And Holy Strike is physical plus holy damage. That would mean that our Blade of Justice would scale off our mastery. That's pretty cool. More damage on our spenders. Excellent to see. Moving on here, we have Judgment of Justice, which actually, like, even though Wings of Liberty is a gap closer, that is so cool. I'm actually super happy, or equally as happy, that this is making a return. So currently what this does for us is it's a 20% move speed increase for 5 seconds, which is better than what we had in beta. It was like a 20% for 2 seconds. But now it's also going to be a 40% slow for 15 seconds on Judgment. So Judgment is going to speed us up and slow the enemy down. Excellent. Perfect. This is a great compromise if Blizzard doesn't want to give us the full true long arm of the law benefit that we used to have. I'm fine with attaching a speed increase and a movement speed reduction to enemies. Cool. Maybe we won't have to worry about Hand of Hindrance anymore. All right. Next up, we have Righteous Cause. So if you guys watched my last video, there were 2 iterations of this ability found. This is actually the most updated version for 0.479, whatever. So in the original version, it was Final Verdict had a 100% chance to reset the cooldown on Blade of Justice. Now it is a 25% chance. So that makes more sense to me, because if Final Verdict was resetting every single Blade of Justice, we'd just literally be spamming Blade of Justice and Final Verdict and with the occasional Judgment, and that would be it. But yeah, Cool either way. Even if it does end up being 100%, there are ways that this could rotationally fit very, very smoothly. It just depends on if that Crusader Strike talent goes through or not. And then after that, let's get into the actual changes that are currently live on the PTR. So first up, I want to talk about the fact that Execution Sentence is now a 30-second cooldown, and it does not cost any holy power, which is pretty cool. I actually like the fact that it doesn't cost holy power. However, what that means is that it's no longer going to benefit from a judgment or from final reckoning. It's only going to benefit from the damage that we do into the ability itself. I really like this change. It makes it so that we can have meaningful choice with our burst setups here. We don't necessarily have to pair every execution sentence with every final reckoning. It's actually going to reverse the order that we do our burst in at the moment, because on retail, you always want to have final reckoning down before you execution sentence, so you snapshot the 25% damage increase on the target, and in PvP, in PvE it's 50%, but in PvP it's 25%. Speaking of final reckoning, we lost the passive attached to final reckoning, which is promising in my opinion, because it was one of those bloat modifiers. I think what they're going to do is they're going to change that damage and just move it or shift it into our spenders. That's, at least if I had to take a guess, that is what they're going to be doing. So we lose the passive from final reckoning. Execution sentence no longer costs holy power, therefore doesn't benefit from final reckoning or judgment. However, that makes sense if we're going to be able to extend it up to 20 seconds on a target with that talent stave execution that we saw. Just to prove that we can toss it out. Even right now, without most of the changes, it is still just a 30-second CD. We can also pair that with Wake of Ashes, which is now also a 30-second CD. Currently on retail, Wake is a 40-second CD. Or I'm sorry, 45-second CD reset by Ashes to Dust. If I had to make a prediction, they might be getting rid of these two talents right here. Because 30-second CD resetting it, it's already low as is. Might as well drop Ashes to Dust for something more interesting. But again, nothing has updated on this this side of the ret tree, aside from execution sentence becoming a 30-second cooldown down for a minute, and no longer increasing holy power, or no longer requiring holy power. I can't talk. It's been a long day. Now, the other thing that we have to note here is that Seraphim has been removed from the game. So Seraphim is now gone for all Paladin specs, and I'm imagining that Ashes to Ashes is also going to be gone, which means a big shift is going to happen in the capstone talents for the ret tree. As you guys might notice, Divine Toll is now over in the Paladin tree. In my opinion, this makes sense because all three Paladin specs take Divine Toll. It's pretty much mandatory. No matter what type of content you're doing, PvE, PvP, it is there. It is the best. It is going to be taken. So they are slowly rolling out some of the talent tree changes here, which goes to show that they will be touching upon Holy and Prot just a little bit. Maybe not as much as Ret, but they will be getting there. Now, another thing is, take a look at this. So we have Shield of Vengeance, 1 minute cooldown, press it, shields, awesome. We're also going to get, where is it here? Divine Protection baseline. Minute cooldown, can be used during stuns, 20% wall in PvE, and I have not quite tested if it's still a 30% wall in PvP. I cannot get a skirmish to pop yet, probably because not many people are on the PTR because they're still rolling out most of the changes. But we do now have access to both Divine Protection and Shield of Vengeance. Perfect. 2 defensives. That is awesome to hear. And even if they re-nerf this back down to 20%, I'm a-okay with that, having 2 defensives like this. So guys, a lot is to come based on just the changes that we saw last week. They are slowly rolling out some of the talent tree modifications here, but I imagine in the next 2 weeks, hopefully, I'm hoping by next week we'll get a full preview of the RET talent tree rework, and then the following week, hopefully it will be available in the PTR. But yeah, if you enjoyed, feel free to like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you guys think about the gap closer in the return of Long Arm of the Law and Judgment Slow, and just where we're going in this direction. I'm so happy with the class design of RET going forward, and yeah, that's about it for me. I'll see you all next video. Peace.